not just poisoning the food anymore, they're replacing it. Synthetic flesh printed in labs, served under golden arches and neon signs. You think you're eating life, but you're swallowing death codes. This isn't just about fake meat, this is about hacking the vessel, disrupting the blood, disconnecting the soul, and most will line up to pay for their own decay. Let's talk about what's really happening behind the 3D printed flesh agenda. They promised innovation, they delivered inversion. They're printing meat in sterile labs, fake flesh, fake blood, dead memory wrapped in packaging. And people will eat it without ever asking what they're swallowing into their bodies and into their souls. Because this isn't about food, it's about the death of life itself. Why printed meat? Real flesh holds codes, life codes, memory codes, frequencies ancient as the first breath. But printed flesh? The body is a bioelectric circuit. Food is supposed to charge you, not drain you. When you build your blood, your skin, your organs from synthetic flesh, you weaken the circuit. Lower frequency, lower thought, lower resistance. You stop resisting without even knowing why. They don't need to force you, they just need you to eat your own chains. KFC, McDonald's, Burger King, they're not restaurants, they're temples of the synthetic harvest. By walking in, by buying it, by eating it, you consent. You say, I choose the fake over the real. I choose the machine over the living. I choose to feed my body death and call it progress. And once you consent, they have you. Your flesh is the gate, your gut is the altar. What you consume consumes you. By flooding the masses with dead flesh, they dim the grid. They silence the signal. They pull you further from source without ever raising a weapon. The war was never fought with guns. It was fought through your plate. And now the synthetic harvest has begun. You have a choice. You can feed the spark inside you. You can refuse the dead codes. You can remember the taste of life. Real food, real energy, real light. Or you can keep swallowing the lie until there's nothing left of you but programmed flesh walking through a dead world. Choose wisely, because the harvest isn't coming, it's already here. They told you they would save the planet. They told you they would end hunger. They told you it was the future of food. But behind every smiling mascot and greenwashed advertisement, there's a darker truth. They aren't saving life, they are replacing it, piece by piece, molecule by molecule, memory by memory. The world you were born into is being eaten from the inside, not with fire, not with floods, but with plastic promises and synthetic flesh. They are not feeding you, they are rewriting you. Before we talk about printed meat, you have to understand the sacredness of real flesh. Real flesh is not just tissue, it's memory, it's encoded light. It carries the full resonance of life itself, the original unbroken signal from source. When you eat real food, living food, food that was born from the soil, raised by the sun, watered by the sky, you are consuming energy still connected to the song of creation. Your blood renews, your DNA vibrates clean, your soul remains tied to the living grid of this earth. This was never about nutrition labels, this was always about your frequency, because food is code, and whoever controls the code controls the being. Now they offer you printed meat, 3D printed from a slurry of synthetic cells, grown in vats, programmed to simulate the texture of life, but carrying none of its spirit. It looks like flesh, it smells like flesh, it even bleeds like flesh. But it is dead before it ever touches your tongue. There are no life codes left, no ancestral memory, no energy signature from the sun or the soil. It is manufactured mass, an empty vessel designed to mimic life while killing the bond between body and soul. Eating it rewrites you, slowly, silently. You become a carrier of dead code, a breathing node of the synthetic system. They don't need to chip you, they just need to build your cells from printed death. Why food? Why not attack the brain directly? Because your gut is your second brain, it's where intuition lives. It's where your connection to source whispers first. It's where truth rises before the mind can override it. If they poison your gut, they poison your knowing. If they reconstruct your body with synthetic materials, your instincts, the soul's voice, become static. The matrix runs on static. A silent war against the gut is a war against intuition, a war against the voice of God inside you, and they're winning one bite at a time. Why KFC? Why McDonald's? Why start there? Because fast food isn't just a convenience, it's a ritual. You walk into their temple, you give your offering, or your money, your time, your trust. You accept their blessings, a meal that binds you to the synthetic grid. Consent is the most important rule of their dark system. They can't take your sovereignty by force, they can only trick you into giving it away. When you choose the printed flesh, you choose the synthetic harvest. You sign the contract with your mouth. This doesn't stop at meat. If they can replace your flesh, what stops them from replacing your blood, your organs, your thoughts, your dreams. 3D printed flesh is the first step toward 3D printed beings. Synthetic vessels carrying synthetic souls or no souls at all. The ultimate goal is not just to replace nature, it is to replace the human being. Not with machines that serve humanity, but with husks that serve the machine. This is the harvest they've been preparing for. A silent harvest, not of crops, but of consciousness. Harvesting the life codes, leaving behind shells. People who eat dead flesh will find themselves more tired, more confused, more detached from intuition, more obedient to systems they can't even name. They will mistake their decay for aging. They will mistake their compliance for wisdom. They will defend their own destruction, thinking it's compassion, because when the signal is broken, when the light inside flickers, the soul forgets how to say no. The harvest has begun, and most of them never even tasted the difference. You still have a choice. You can reject the synthetic offering. You can remember the taste of real life, raw, imperfect, wild. You can feed the body that carries your spirit with living codes. You can nourish the bloodline of the free. Or you can choose comfort, convenience, faster service, cheaper meals, endless decay. They have made their move. They have printed their flesh. Now it's your move. What will you build yourself from? What will your bones remember? What will your children inherit from your blood? Choose wisely, because not every hunger deserves to be fed. This wasn't an accident. They've been softening the body for decades. Chemical additives, fake sugars, processed oils, dead foods pumped with dead air. Every generation the gut got weaker. The blood got thinner. The soul got quieter. Printed meat isn't the start of the attack. It's the end game. The final replacement of what little life was left in the system. They needed your body hollow before they gave you hollow flesh, because a hollow vessel is easier to fill with something else. When you eat printed flesh, you're not just consuming dead material, you're consuming fear frequencies. Fear bred in laboratories, confusion cooked into the cells. Synthetic meat carries the vibration of what created it: profit, control, disconnection. When you put that into your gut, it teaches your cells how to feel, how to lower, how to forget the signal of life. Every bite programs you further into submission, and they know it. Remember, no real soul craves death, no true body hungers for the empty. Your hunger was designed for life, for fire, for connection, for the wildness of real creation. When they replace the food, they are not just starving your body, they are starving the rebellion inside you, because a soul that remembers the taste of real life cannot be ruled. Choose to feed your spark, or watch them feed on you. The gates have opened, the harvesters are here, and the plate you choose will write your fate. They call it innovation, they call it sustainability, they call it progress, but what they're really building is a synthetic Eden, a false garden, a manufactured world where every tree, every creature, every bite of food is printed, programmed, patented, because when they own your food, they own your blood. When they own your blood, they own your breath. And when they own your breath, they own your soul. The synthetic Eden isn't about saving the earth, it's about erasing the real earth and replacing it with a simulation, a garden without life, a paradise without memory, a harvest without freedom. The war for your soul is fought through the smallest choices: what you eat, what you breathe, what you accept without questioning. This is not about meat, it's about memory, it's about the right to remain part of something real. Every bite matters, every decision echoes. In a world of printed flesh, choosing life becomes the ultimate rebellion. They say truth is fear-mongering because they've been trained to fear the truth. But here's the real story. The fact that you're seeing it, feeling it, means you're already ahead of the system. You're not trapped, you're not powerless. You are remembering what they tried to erase. And when you remember, you choose differently, you heal differently. You live differently, you become untouchable. The ones who see the trap can step out of it. And we are stepping out together. I'm not here to spread fear, I'm here to spread memory. The memory of who we really are, and the fire they could never kill. If the truth feels scary, the problem isn't the truth, it's the lie you've been living in. To those who see the storm, you were never meant to drown in it. You were built to walk through it untouched. You were born to remember what others forgot. No force can erase a soul that chooses to stay awake. And no darkness can hold back the ones who carry the original spark. We are the fire they cannot put out. We are the memory they cannot erase. And our time is only just beginning. Stay sharp, stay sovereign, stay dangerous. We are just getting started.